Hello and welcome to the Commander's Quarters, your Magic the Gathering source that helps you command your budget. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all their support. There's even a brand new Brigadier General tier where you can get a shout out on a Commander's Quarters episode that's dedicated to you. Hello and welcome to the Commander's Quarters studio. I'm your host Mitch, and this is John.
Hi.
So John is joining me here from the Netherrealm, the Underrealm,
I was released for a moment from the Netherrealm.
Netherrealm. Okay, yes, a moment from the Netherrealm. John was released. John, if you haven't seen him before, from Quest for the Janklord, a fantastic YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it yet, please check it out. John actually has been on this YouTube channel, was it like 2 years ago now at this point?
It's been about 2 years.
It's been a little while. I think last time we talked about like the jankiest cards that are secretly good. I think we did.
That is exactly
what we did. It was a lot of fun. I remember that one.
That was a great episode.
That one enchantment that's like you pay green and one, it destroys all their enchantments or something like that. Like
all other enchantments.
That one okay, some fantastic cards on that episode. Check that episode out, but not until after you watch this one, because it'd be very rude for you to leave us right now, even for our older past selves or younger past selves. That's how that works. Regardless.
Future me will figure it out.
We're not here to talk about old episodes on this episode, except for what we just did.
We went there.
We did.
Tranquility. Was it called Tranquility?
You got it. Yes.
I'm like racking my brain. You're
What's
talking.
That card?
And I'm racking
What's
my
that
brain.
card? What we are here to talk about today is not Tranquility, but Wallet Fatigue, which is kind of the opposite of Tranquility.
I was going to say it's kind of the opposite.
It's kind of the opposite. Okay, so John, will you explain to me what your take? What is Wallet Fatigue to you?
Wallet fatigue is basically just there's too many products, and my wallet can't handle them all.
But why? I mean, as you know, Wizard says, just keep buying.
We just need to keep buying whatever they shove down our throats.
Why can't you just keep buying?
Why can't I keep buying?
Well,
because I have an income.
Then go make more money so you can buy more. There's an easy solution, Wizard says.
Do you want to know something?
Yes.
I did. I went out and I got a new job, which is awesome. I'm going to pat myself on the back.
Congratulations.
I got a new big boy job in an office with a computer.
That's awesome.
And I'm making more money than I ever have.
So now you're definitely buying more Wizards products, right?
And I am.
Okay.
And
well,
guess
that
what?
solves it.
I still can't keep up.
So apparently, no matter, even if you get a new job and if you make more money, it's still just the wallet fatigue happens because Wizards has an absurd amount of products, and we'll get to the amount of products. The amount of product increases from the past couple of years, and just kind of the absurdity of it all. We got there.
Absurdity sounds right.
I think that's a word. Anyways, basically, there's a lot of products out there, and yeah, they can become overwhelming at a certain point. Where I mean, I even do this for a living, and it's hard for me to keep track of everything.
I don't do this for a living, but it is extremely hard for me to keep track of things.
It's really hard for basically any Magic player. I don't think there's one Magic player out there currently that doesn't work at Wizards that could tell you every single product that has come out in the past year. I highly doubt there is even one person in the entire Magic community that could do that.
Every single product. When you put together the list of products,
oh my gosh,
I was actually shocked.
It's quite a bit. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll get into this first part first, which is kind of the first part of wallet fatigue that I want to bring up in the first topic of it. Basically, the number of products lately. And I'm going to include, I think I basically only went through even sets and secret layers. And that's basically all I'm talking about first. I'm not even talking about whatever those, I think there's like standard decks that come out that are like, you know, like kind of replications of ones that are popular out there, or like intro decks or that kind of stuff, or other things that are out there, which there are plenty of things out there. I'm going to go through first sets, and then we'll talk about secret layers and Commander Pregons are in here too. Lots of things, and we'll talk about just the amount of products that are here now versus way back when I first started Magic, just as a comparison, okay?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Oh, good. You have from before.
Yes.
You have the list from before. Cool.
Yes, I have the list from before as well.
Very good.
Okay, so you here at home can play a fun game with me as well to see if you remember all these sets too, because I definitely didn't. Yeah, a little Jeopardy music.
A little Jeopardy.
All right, here we go. So sets within the past year. So I'm talking about from last August to current day, okay? Double Masters. Remember that one? August 7th, 2020. Okay?
I sort of remember that.
I sort of remember that one too. All right.
It was expensive.
It was expensive, and we'll get to that here in a bit too. All right. Zendikar Rising came up next. A little over a month later in September 25th, 2020. I put all the exact dates on there just so, I mean, someone's probably going to comment below. You have it off by one, but I probably do. All right, anyways. Commander Legends. Who can forget Commander Legends? November 6th of 2020. So, yeah, that one was a little over a month again.
August, September, November.
I mean, we're skipping October apparently, which, again, we're doing this year for whatever reason. Maybe sales are down in October. We'll talk about that here in a second. Kaldheim came in February 5th, was the release date. So we got a little reprieve, I guess, December and January, technically off, although the spoiler season, obviously, in Kaldheim was in January. But yeah, okay, released on February 5th. Time Spiral Remastered.
Oh, that was a set.
That was a set. March 19th, 2021, another expensive set.
February, March.
April. Strixhaven School of Mages. So yeah, these are even just like a month spaced out. Not even like a month and a half or 2 months. These are just a month in between each one. And yes, some of them, are reprint set versus a regular set, so maybe there's a difference there, but still, products are products, especially expensive ones. Okay, so that was just what I just do. Strixhaven, I'm losing track already of all these, okay?
Modern Horizons 2.
Modern Horizons 2. June 18th, 2021. Okay, so we got, I guess, a little bit, right? April, May, June, so we got May off?
May, yeah.
I guess we got May off.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
But guess what?
But guess what?
Coming in hot.
Barely a month after that, Dungeons and Dragons: Adventures of the Forgotten Realms, which is a mouthful to say, came out on July 23rd of 2021. So between today and last year, we have had 8 sets come out.
8 sets.
8. 2 of which are reprint sets. But still.
What's the comparison from before? I think that'd be a helpful
comparison from before. Okay, so I just put sets I played when I was a kid.
Nice.
So when I first started playing, it was around the Odyssey block with the 7th edition coming out right before that. So 7th edition came out on April 11th of 2001. This is dating me a little bit as to when I started playing. But anyways, Odyssey then started off that block, which came on October 1st of 2001. So quite a gap between April and October.
May, June, July, August, September, October.
That's quite a bit. I probably missed a block. I probably missed a set in there. I might have missed a set. Okay, let's ignore
maybe
this.
Not.
Maybe I didn't. I don't know. All right.
Maybe we're just so used to
back-to-back onslaught of sets.
Products.
Onslaught. Next block after that. Anyways, Torment, January 26th of 2022, and then followed by Judgment on May 18th of 2022. So between October and January, you got a couple months there. What, 3 months? October, November, December, January. Okay. January to May, you've got what? February, March, April. So another 3 months. Okay, so maybe I missed one set in there. Let's just say even if I did miss one set, it'd be 5 sets, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, on this count, I have 4. But let's just say I missed one, all right? 5 compared to 8. We have gone up quite a bit. I mean, almost double, if not double again, if my numbers are wrong. I really, should have just double-checked these numbers. Someone in the comments, let me know what I missed.
Someone will.
Someone will. Anyways.
So I think that the main takeaway is not only are there sets coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Back to back to back to back. It's Masters sets. It's special sets. It's the stuff that's got premium prices attached to it.
Commander Legends even had premium pricing, I believe.
Commander Legends, yeah.
So we had, out of the past year, we had 3 premium price sets, essentially? Because Double Masters, Legends, Time Spiral, Modern Horizons 2, so 4.
1, 2,
4.
Yeah, 3, 4.
We had 4 premium price sets.
It's interesting. It's an interesting discussion to me because it sounds like we're complaining about all these sets coming out. Which, in a sense, we are.
It's an embarrassment of riches, essentially.
It's an embarrassment of riches.
You're just like, oh, hey, you like ice cream. Here's 10 tons of ice cream that you have to eat within the next week.
Exactly. Too much of a good thing.
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's too much of a good thing. When I first started Magic, it was in Zendikar block, original Zendikar. And I remember Zendikar comes out, so exciting. The next thing up is Rise of the Eldrazi. You wait months.
Yep.
You wait months for this new set to come out. There's this suspense. There's this build up. All these cool mechanics are kind of being teased at. There's a story happening.
Yep.
This awesome arc happens.
There's a build up. There's a weight. There's suspense to it.
There's a suspense and a loving of
a nurturing of the sets.
A nurturing. Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah.
A nurture.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Whereas now we're just like, hey, grow these things as fast as we can and just pull them out. It's ready. It's ripe. It's on the vine.
Buy our products.
Buy our products. Yeah, no, I mean, it does seem like there's just kind of an overflowing of products lately. I mean, when we're talking about upcoming sets, even, we've got Innistrad Midnight Hunt in September, followed by Innistrad Crimson Vow in November, kind of like a split Innistrad set. So another 2 months. Again, we've got, a break technically in August, and then a break in October. But basically, these are coming out every other month, essentially. And again, every other month, more than even throughout the entire year. So, yeah. I mean, and especially with spoiler seasons too, like it just seems like it's never stopping. Like you end one spoiler season
and the new one starts.
And the new one starts, like essentially. The set comes out and then you have like 2 weeks to play with that set kind of, and with those commanders. And then all of a sudden, new shiny commander kind of spoiled in a new set that's coming out. I mean, especially in the time of, spoiler seasons for, I guess Time Star Remaster was a reprint set, but still. I mean, we had February, March, April for Kaldheim, Time Spiral, and Strixhaven. Back to back to back. There was just no stopping right there. There was just constant hype, forever hype. I mean, I think I always see that in Reddit, right? Someone just always just has the full, caps lock on everything, like, hype thread or whatnot, whatever it is.
Yes. A little bit of everything all the time.
A little bit of everything. Okay, so we're establishing again 8 sets essentially, 4 or 5 in previous, back 20 years ago or whatever it was. And then we talk about Commander Precons, another product, okay, that's been added on. And I'm not going to complain about Commander Precons and how they're a great thing to get new players in the game. It's a great way to get different cards in Commander that might not be able to fit in other sets. But we have a lot. We have, over the past year, went back all the way to the Zendikar Rising Commander decks, we got 2. Commander Legends Commander decks, we also got 2. Kaldheim Commander decks, we got 2.
We got Commander decks with?
We got Commander decks with Kaldheim, or with Commander Legends as well.
I don't remember this.
Somebody, please, in the comments below, let me know if I'm wrong in this, but I'm pretty sure I double-checked that one.
I promise you, you're not wrong. I don't remember.
I might be. It's so hard to keep track of. Commander 2021, which is technically the Strixhaven Commander, and I don't know why they called it something different, but they did. Maybe it's because it's the 5 one, where we get 5 of them. So they called it
right.
That. Okay, anyways, we got 5 in there. Dungeons & Dragons, Adventures of the Forgotten Realms Commander decks. Again, a very much mouthful right there. 4. Okay, so for 4. A total within the past year, not calendar year, obviously, but, the past year from today to last August, 15 Commander Precon decks.
It used to be 4 a year.
Yeah, it used to be 4 or 5, yeah.
5 and then 4.
5, then 4, then 8, then 2, then 19. But yeah,
now all of them.
Now all of them, exactly. So, yeah, over the past year, 15 more products to keep track of, to determine if you're going to buy them. That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot for a hobby.
It is a lot for a hobby. And again, it just makes it so that there's kind of decision paralysis to a point too.
Yes. I think that's a really good point here. And you don't have to buy everything.
No. And I don't recommend that.
No, absolutely not. That's probably one of the main arguments against wallet fatigue is you're not forced to buy everything. Mm-hmm. Very true. It's almost to a point where you can't make a decision what to buy.
Yeah.
Because how do you it's hard to keep up.
Absolutely. I think actually we've got we're going to get a little more in depth on our next point. So don't get ahead.
I'm not going to get ahead
of the script. What you doing?
I'm not a script follower. Just kidding. I do my own thing.
All right. So the last thing that I want to talk about in this section, again, this isn't even all the products from this past year. This is just sets, Commander Precons, and now Secret Lairs. So, and then every time I hear Secret Lair, I just think of the professor going, Secret Lair alert, every time. But yeah, so basically, I don't even know if I want to go through all the names.
I don't think we have to.
I don't think we can.
What's the total number?
32 since last August, starting with, I've got Every Dog Has Its Day Secret Lair, followed by Happy Yargle Day, which is a great name, all the way up to the most recent ones. And I am counting, if it's in a bundle, I'm counting these as separate ones. Yes, you can buy them in a bundle, but you can also buy them separate. They're separate products still. So yeah, all the way up to Mother's Day 2021, and then the Dan Frazier is back, the Allied Signets and the Enemy Signets. 32 total Secret Lairs.
They're going to run out of stuff to do in Secret Lairs.
Don't say that. They're just going to keep doing stuff. They'll make new stuff to make new stuff. They'll have a set come out with a new card that's really high in demand, and then they'll just make a Secret Lair of it. So that's probably what's going to happen. There's if they keep doing that, though,
the Secret Lair.
Eventually, Secret Lair of a Secret Lair. Yeah. Eventually, they'll get to the Wayfarer's Bauble Secret Lair someday, right?
Someday it'll happen.
And I won't be upset about that one.
They'll probably just never do it. Yeah. Just to spite you.
But basically, okay, so again, lots of things to kind of keep track of. There are a ton of products. Again, I probably got some things wrong in here and missed some products. And again, I'm not even labeling. I'm not even bringing out the products of, whatever those, standard kind of decks are, or like, the intro decks or whatever they are.
Challenger
decks.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Comment below if we're wrong.
It's been a long day for this little
audience.
brain of
You
mine.
are doing a lot of heavy lifting because again, wallet fatigue, and actually, like product fatigue is kind of a way to say it too. There's just so much. And now let's talk about. Are you good on this topic? And we can move forward in the point that you were trying to make in the last one.
Yeah,
let's go. Okay,
absolutely.
So this one's kind of like card fatigue ish. So basically. And you brought up a good point. The number of commanders to pick from and the number of decks that you own, it can become overwhelming.
It's you can only build so many commander decks.
Yes.
You can only play so many commander decks.
Yeah, you only have so much time in the day.
I think I maybe, even on a good week, if you have two commander sessions in a week.
Yep.
You're going to play an average of 3 games.
Probably,
maybe?
yeah.
2 if they're long, 4 or 5 if they're quick.
Yep.
That's a maximum. I mean, like, some people play a lot,
yeah,
but I'd say the average person probably is going to play 5 to 7 commanders a week if they're not doing one.
Absolutely. Well, it's just impossible to just keep building more and keep playing more. Like it's You're
how many graveyard decks reanimator strategies do we need?
And that's kind of the thing with this too, is that like it's kind of hard to determine when you want to kind of pull the trigger on building an actual commander deck these days, because let's say you see a shiny new commander in Kaldheim and you're like, oh, I'm going to build this commander, it's going to be great. But wait, there's another set that's coming out in 2 months that's got this, it's got like a wizard theme or whatnot, and I kind of want to build a wizard deck too. So like, I maybe have to pick and choose which one, and that decision paralysis kind of might come again where you're like, hey, I'm excited about this commander, but also this one, but also there might be an even cooler one coming out in Commander Legends 2 or 4 or whatever is coming in the next year or so.
I think I have 7 or 8 decks in the works. That I just haven't been able to spend time on.
Yeah.
Because you're
interested in all these different things.
I'm like, oh, this will be cool, this will be cool, this will be cool. I actually end up completing 30% of the decks I start.
I wonder, again, like comment below and kind of like let us know if this is something that happens to you as well. Like, definitely it's happened to me too, where it's just like, yeah, this is a really exciting commander, and then all of a sudden like something else pops. I'm like, okay, well now I got to build around that one, and then just abandon this list, and then and then something else comes that is even better than a current deck that you have. It's just a more perfect commander for that, but it's got an extra color, and like so you're just adding on and on and on and on and on, and just it comes to a point where you just can't keep up, and you can't sometimes make a decision on what you actually want to do because of fear of the future commanders that are coming out.
I feel like there was, in the past, kind of a specialness around a legendary character, a legendary creature. There was this kind of mystery. They had some lore behind them. They had a story. They were cool. They were flavorful. And there are those now.
Like Sylvas Rogue Elemental.
Like Sylvas. like Jor Kadim.
Yes.
From old Mirrodin. Just all these weird special
Chromat.
The best.
What's
commander.
the story behind Chromat?
We want to know.
We want to know.
Do we know?
No, I don't think we know.
I don't think we know yet.
No, I think Magic Arcane needs to get on that. The story of Chromat.
Let's make it happen.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, like even in the last set, and I know the expectations for uncommon commanders they definitely kind of go up and down in a set. Like Dominaria, we had some really exciting ones.
Yeah.
And then, with the last set, Dungeons & Dragons Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. Gosh, I'm never going to get used to saying all that. There was a ton of commanders. I think there was 40 or so commanders in total, and it just seemed like the uncommon ones were just kind of thrown in there, and they didn't really do anything at all, and they weren't really interesting at all. It's just like they just slapped legendary on them for like no reason.
I don't think they need legendary creatures at uncommon.
That's a discussion for a different day, I think, and I might argue on that because I did like the Dominaria ones, but yes,
in special instances.
But yeah, you're right. But I do think that the more and more sets that come out, the more and more commanders, when you're getting 40 or 50 commanders in a set, other than something maybe like a special set like Commander Legends, where like, hey, this is a commander specific set, we're doing all these things. It can just become too much. So yeah, I think maybe you're right. Where like just throwing commanders into uncommon, legendary creatures uncommon is kind of unnecessary, because then they just dilute them down to the point where they're not doing anything. I mean, of course, in the old ones, you had like Tatiova, incredibly powerful Simic commander, uncommon. Yeah, but in recent ones, it's been more like, hey, I'll draw you a card every 3 turns. It's like, cool, you're awful.
You'll never be played.
Yeah, no one's going to build around you. Go away.
the meme lords will build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
The
Yeah,
meme
that's
lords,
just kind of throwing, Is that at all kind of affecting, your wheel spinning when it comes to hitting like, random commander? Are you hitting more of these commanders that are kind of do nothing?
Yes.
As well?
Yes.
Which makes for some interesting stuff to happen,
is
but
great.
still, yeah. So there you go. You got cheap
I
commanders
love
on that.
building nonsense commanders.
No, absolutely nonsense. This commander is red, so I'm making a red deck.
yes.
I think I remember that from one of your episodes. It was like, I can't remember what commander
Joe.
it was. Yeah,
Yes,
it's like,
that
this
was
commander is awful. I'm making a red deck.
Joven. He played Joven, I
Oh,
believe.
Joven. Oh, Joven. What's the other? Chandler and Joven?
Chandler, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Blue? Chandler was blue.
I thought they're both red.
Were they red? Never
I
mind.
could be,
I'm
anyways,
totally wrong.
comment below with all the things that we
He
screwed
knows
this
more than I
episode.
do.
That is not at all true. All right. Okay, so anything else you want to talk about on kind of this absurd number of commanders?
It's an absurd number of commanders.
Summed up very well. All right, again, 20 tons of ice cream eating in a week is not always the best thing.
Too much of a good
Too
thing.
much of a good thing. Too many sets. Too many commanders. All these things kind of coming together to kind of bring wallet fatigue, decision paralysis, all these things, product fatigue as well. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm getting fatigued just thinking about talking about it. Okay. Next part, I just want to bring this one up quickly because this is, I think, not a minor note, but also not an entirely major note. It could be major, depends on what the actual percentage increase is. There is a price increase on Magic products across the board, apparently, on the horizon. So basically what I've written here is Wizards had their biggest year ever last year, and Hasbro wants them to double their revenue in 5 years. I believe that started 2 years ago, and apparently they were on track. So here comes a price increase. According to an article on Magic Untapped, they had this to say. Magic the Gathering players can probably expect to pay a bit more for a sealed product later this year as Hasbro, parent company of Magic the Gathering maker Wizards of the Coast, unveils a plans for a global price hike. Said Hasbro CFO Deb Thomas during the company's second quarter earnings call on Monday, we're implementing price increases during the third quarter that should be fully realized by the fourth quarter. We expect this to offset the rising cost of freight and commodities we continue to see across the business. Hasbro CEO Brian Goldner says he finds the supply chain pressures to be meaningful and the product price increases are to provide an offset to the rising input and freight cost. Given the strength in our business, Given the strength in our business, the actions we have taken combined with our global footprint, we continue to believe we can meet our full year targets, he told company's investors. While the company didn't say by how much prices of their product will rise, they did say a 10% price hike would be, quote, unquote, a bit high. So, we don't know the exact percentage yet.
I think that this statement is a good picture into why the wallet fatigue hits us in such a way that it doesn't feel like more of a good thing. It feels like a cheapening.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like, man, if we're going to make it, people will buy it.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you definitely see that kind of in the quote from the CEO where Brian Goldner said, basically, we continue to believe we can meet our full year targets.
Yes.
Like the goal isn't, make better product. It's not, it's to offset any kind of price increases to meet their targets, which again, like I said, is to double their revenue within 5 years, which at the time they were a 25-year-old company when they said that, which is absurd to try and do. Just like, hey, we've been around for 25 years. By the way, in a couple of years, you need to double what we're getting. So,
and companies are around to make money.
Yeah.
That's why companies exist.
Yep.
To make money.
Yep.
It just, in this instance, there's this game that we love.
Mm-hmm.
The creators of the game loved the game.
Yep.
They still do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I don't know even what I'm trying to say.
It's just kind of like a bigger company that controls it at this point that is saying, hey, if you don't do this, you're going to be in trouble, and we need you to print more products and do more things so that we can actually hit our targets because the shareholders are what counts and not the players actually playing the game.
That's exactly right. It's the love of creating the product is taking a back seat to the profits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I truly believe that kind of the number of products, the number of sets wouldn't be nowhere near what it currently is had it not been for kind of, the overarching, revenue goals of this much larger company that they are part of.
Exactly.
So Yeah.
Hasbro.
That is the company. Yep. Yeah.
Is that
Monopoly.
the
Monopoly
problem?
man. Yeah. The Monopoly man is the issue.
The Monopoly man.
But yeah, and again, like they had their biggest year of all time last year, and I'm sure this year was going swimmingly for them as well. But but now, because they don't want to just lose a little bit of that profit, they're gonna have to increase their prices, because it's up to the people that play the game to make sure that the shareholders are happy.
Yeah. I mean, not to be on a soapbox, but I echo a lot of what the professor likes to say about voting with your wallets.
Yeah.
We do have power as the consumers.
Absolutely.
And we can vote with our wallets.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not saying don't buy their products. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying buy their products smartly.
Yeah, pick and choose which ones you want.
Pick and choose.
Which, again, we talked about can be tough because of the decision paralysis.
It's very tough.
But yeah, don't just just blanket buy everything.
Yeah.
Which that would be, I guess I should have just done like an entire, if you bought one of each booster box and one of each Commander Precon and one of each Secret Lair, how much would that cost you?
There was a lot of research that could have gone into this.
Hey, I tried my hardest.
That I had 2 weeks to prepare for. And I
last
think
night,
it was
oh
last
no.
Yes. So no, yes, there's a lot of interesting statistics that we could try to pull up, and maybe that's something we can
ask the audience to do.
address in the audience. Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, as we've been doing so
Absolutely.
faithfully.
All right, the last kind of part, and this one is actually a smaller kind of part when it comes to Commander. Actually, kind of, this part doesn't really affect Commander all that much. Let's just get up into it. It's bans, okay? So bans can lead to wallet fatigue as well, mostly for other formats, I would say, because bans in Commander don't happen all that often.
Yeah.
I know in Standard there were just slew of bans in the most recent years where entire decks were just kind of just destroyed. A couple $100,000 decks are just gone because of a couple bans here and there.
Yep.
And so yeah, that can definitely lead to wallet fatigue as well, where you can just kind of kick someone out of Magic entirely if they just spent $1,000 on a deck and then it just all of a sudden just got banned and now it's worthless. Trying to then justify buying another deck and trying to, get reinvigorated to play some more Magic, that can be really tough.
Yeah, I think, I wrote down the point of the secondary market, and, Wizards can say all they want that they don't pay attention to the secondary market.
Wink.
Wink,
Wink.
But it's a real thing, obviously. And
I mean, they have economists on staff, I believe.
That sounds right.
I believe they do.
I'm sure most companies do.
Yes.
But
my company doesn't.
Yes. Most large companies.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there we go. Yeah. Like you're saying, I mean, I'm just echoing what you're saying. When you have a deck that you've put even $300 or $400
Oh, sure.
in, and it gets banned, you've lost money.
That's detrimental. I mean, I think even with just and I brought up the whole breacher ban in this as well. Basically, even just that, I can't remember. Eddie, I think, calculated the actual number of how much money was actually lost in that. And taking EDH rec data into account, which isn't always 100% accurate, but it was in the hundred thousands or millions of just dollars just lost essentially because, this card's price decreased. Not saying that's a reason not to ban Hull Breacher, but it is a major feel bad for players too who, maybe had to play Hull Breacher for each of their decks because, they felt wheeling a few times and doing some very fair Magic things.
Fair, Hull Breacher and fair don't belong in the same sentence, but
I'm being facetious. But yeah, so obviously, even though they don't happen all that often, bans can impact Commander players quite a bit. I mean, when Leovold was banned, that's an entire deck that's gone. That's definitely a tougher decision then for the rules committee to make is when they are banning, a Commander versus individual card. Entire decks are being upended. I mean, I don't think that it's I wouldn't say unlikely. I'm not sure if it's more or less likely. I'd say it's a 50-50 shot in the future that at some point, someone like Turgid gets banned at some point. But again, that's an entire deck built around a Commander that's just gone. And so kind of all the value in that deck, there's not really a Commander that can just replace that. There's not another Turgid Commander out there. So you're just pretty much, you just lost out on one of your decks because it got banned out. And I'm not saying that's not a reason to ban it, but that can definitely lead to wallet fatigue, and it can lead to people leaving formats too.
Absolutely. I think that kind of a blow is exactly the type of thing that causes people to leave games.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To leave communities.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you just spent $1,000 on this. Thank you for your money and goodbye.
And well, I hope it was fun for the month. The month you got to play our game.
Kind of like the Fire Festival, you know. It's just like, hey, yeah. Did you see that documentary on Netflix?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Basically, like, hey, I'll pay
I
you
watched
money.
both of them. The Hulu
what's
and
happening?
The,
Yeah.
The Hulu one and the Netflix one. Yeah.
Sorry, I went off the rails there. Anyways, that's just reminded me of. But yeah, basically, there's a lot of factors to wallet fatigue right now and to product fatigue. Just fatigue in general, again, just the kind of constant, okay, another secret layer, another spoiler season starting up right before, right after you just finished the previous, set releasing and just got started playing with your commander deck. And now all of a sudden a new set's coming out and you've got to, okay, what new cards do I need for my deck again? And just kind of reconsidering all these things. There's a lot going on, and it's very understandable that many players, including ourselves, are experiencing wallet fatigue.
Content creators. This is our, this is what we do. I mean, this is what you do. I'm a very part-time content creator.
It's what both of us do.
But even content creators, it's fatiguing. We can't keep up.
Trying to keep up with things, yeah.
It's too much of a good thing.
I drink a lot of coffee during spoiler season for a reason. But yeah,
Folgers loves
Folgers.
you.
Folgers. So Folgers, please sponsor the channel. Any other things that you want to bring up with wallet fatigue? I think that was our last note.
That was our last note.
That was our last note.
Yeah.
I think we hammered out pretty much most of the things with wallet fatigue. I'm sure there's some things we missed. Again, like that one miscellaneous set that's probably between April 11th of 2001 and October 1st.
Missing.
There's probably something in there, so please let me know what that one was. What date did I get wrong? What other things on this episode did we mess up? What is the total cost of all the products from last year? Lots of questions in the comments below to answer.
Lots of research that I should have done.
Yep. Regardless, John, thank you so much for joining me.
Mitch, thank you for having me. I think
absolutely.
I think sometimes it's hard to talk about difficult subjects like this. And, and I love the game of Magic.
Yes, and
I've loved it for decades now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing to speak ill of.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when there's too much of a good thing.
Yep,
it's not a good thing anymore.
Yeah,
and not saying Magic isn't a good thing anymore. That's not.
I believe I read between the lines. You said that.
Yes,
it's on film.
It's on film.
Keeping it.
But all that to say, I still love this game, and I support it, and I support the people who pour their life into creating all these products. Yeah. And it's a tough topic to address.
There's that give and take again when you've got a company like Hasbro that's looking for profits and for shareholder value and that kind of stuff. It's going to clash a little bit with the company that's trying to make a product that they love,
they believe in.
Yep,
absolutely.
So there's definitely going to be some clashing points there.
Yep.
But yeah, with all of that, let us know about all the things we messed up again in the comments below. Let us know what your thoughts on this episode are. And again, make sure you check out Quest for the Janklord, especially the episodes that I'm on because they're awesome.
The best episodes.
I think. Well, what was the first one was I think episode 6 or so.
6 or 7.
So 6 or 7. There's a piggy bank on it.
It was a pretty good one.
I'll put links to it and I'll put the things up there. And then I believe the Great Unbanning was the other one, where you played the very fair commander Richard Garfield. PhD, and I played Rarity, and that was a lot of fun actually.
And I absolutely showed how little I know about Magic. In that episode.
No spoilers. Alrighty, well thank you everyone again, and as always, thanks again and have a good one.